Hey, welcome to a new episode of Mostly Wrong Opinions. I'm Tyrone, that is Devin. Wait, before we get into this film, do us a favor. You right there on the couch, hit that subscribe button right there. All right, you on your remote or your phone, whichever way you're watching us, thank you very much. Now, let's go ahead and get into this film. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I saw it on my feed and I was like, hey, let's just go ahead and watch it and review it. It is Run, Sweetheart, Run.
I thought you would appreciate the best sushi in LA.
One drink.
She is a aspiring lawyer, works for this firm.
And everybody at the firm is all old white men.
And she talks to, I guess, the human resources about an incident of people talking crap. And the human resources was like, we can't do nothing. Our hands are tied.
Yep.
You know?
And here we find the first issue with the movie. We've already found the first issue for me. And that is the themes are laid on thick. As Tyrone once said, Megan Thee Stallion thick. The patriarchy is terrible. She's symbolic of most or all women, and the men in this film are all terrible. She gets molested on the bus. Her boss was working her too hard. She experiences all kinds of crazy aggressions and no one believes her. Like, it's laid on thick. And while I like that idea, like, I wish we were a little more subtle. You know what I mean?
It was so much in the face that the characters broke the fourth wall in this thing.
Yeah, they sure did. Oh, dude, literally was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, okay.
I guess you're there and you see me and I see you, huh?
Yeah, all right.
Her boss makes her go on a date or a meeting with one of their clients. She double booked him, even though she said, wait, I don't think I've done that. I don't think I've done that before.
Yeah, he's like, today's my anniversary. You know I can't go this thing with this client. And she's like, I would have never made a mistake like that. But you know what? Hey, it happens. So she's like, okay, I'll go. I'll meet this client. And she looks at him, looks him up online. It's kind of cute. So she's like, all right, you know. And her friend's like, hey, wear the nice dress. Cut out the maternity dresses because she just had a baby. And they're like, okay. We're gonna make the best of the night.
And the thing is, throughout this whole night, she is on her period, people.
Yeah.
And that is a key thing that goes on in this film. Because this person that she's meeting up with, this client, he is not of this earth.
Right.
Or the world or anything. He is a monster.
Issue number 2. What kind of monster is he?
Exactly.
And this is important because I want to know the rules. You know what I mean? So I'm like, he's a vampire. No, okay, not a vampire. Werewolf? No. So I'm like, demon. Like, wait, hold on. I'm never really sure what he is, what his rules are, which later on in the film added a lot of confusion for me. Because there's a point in the film, to fast forward a bit, she throws holy water on him, it does nothing. He walks into a church, no issue. But then he gets injured and his blood starts it hits some flames and it flares up. And I'm like, oh, so some religious stuff hurts him, but some religious stuff doesn't. But then later we learn that no, his blood is just flammable. And I'm like,
and also, and also her whole crew was ready to jump this dude, but she had to invite him in.
Right? Yeah. But speaking of the themes, they were like, "Let's get this proud boy," and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they beat that shit right over your head, dog.
You guys want to teach this fucking proud boy a lesson?
I'm always down for that.
Hey, yo, the way that he took that dude's head off, though.
What?
Guy who hurt
That's the one I checked out. I was like, what the fuck?
What?
I would not even bother talking about this if I thought the movie was a travesty, right? I would be like, well, it's a bad movie. What can you do? But I think some of these ideas are really good. I think having him be like an actual monster I think that's interesting. I think you can do some interesting metaphors with that. Having her on her period, having her to be, because she's already hurting and in pain, but she's got to do everything a guy's got to do plus on her period. You know, like I could see that being a big deal. You know, there's a scene later in the film which kind of reminds me of American Werewolf in Paris, where our monster guy, he can like smell her blood. You know, and I'm like, okay, so I can see kind of like almost like a shark. Like, you know, I can see things going on here. But the movie never really puts any of this stuff together as well as I would have liked.
I mean, she had all intents purposes of being able to leave, go home, and chill and be with your daughter. But I don't know what was her purpose of going back into that house.
No, that was a trick. That was a trick. She was trapped. As soon as she walked up to their front door, it was over for her, right? He just wanted, because he wanted to pretend like he was the nice guy. He was like, oh, you can go home if you want. Go right ahead. Please. Go ahead, go home. You know good and well he would have just snatched her ass up, right? She didn't have a choice. That was all a trick. He was just pretending. She thought that she was meeting a nice guy, someone that she could maybe spend some time with after her messy breakup with her ex. She thought things were finally turning around. But no, this guy had other ideas with her. Right. And ironically, they weren't with sex. They were with, I guess, murder. I don't know. I'm not really sure what kind of a demon he was. So I'm not
or
sure
what type of monster he is, because it's not explained to what clearly he is. And that budget shows to where you can't explain what he is, because within that scene you're talking about in the church, he shows her what he is, but we can't see it.
You're gonna love this.
There's a scene where he's like about to, like, I guess, harass her somehow, and he's like, and then he turns, looks at the camera, and he physically moves the camera. He's like, our budget can't take this. So he like turns the camera, you know, and so that kind of stuff, it really like knocks the air out of the movie. We can't see it, so like, you should just cut that, you know, just cut it. We can't see it. Your audience can enjoy it, so just cut that out of the movie.
But you must first transform back to Jennifer.
Why?
You are very expensive.
Oh, sure.
But it also has like this unexplained power that he has to be able to control other men.
Yeah. And I didn't understand that either. So like, because someone says, oh, he controls other men. So I was like, oh, at first I was like, does he mean like he controls them like economically somehow? Like he has bought the police? Or does he actually like physically have a psychic link to men? It would seem that it's the latter. He's got some sort of mind control over men. I don't know. The rules aren't clear. And when you're dealing with a horror film or just any kind of film, you want the rules to be crystal clear. It's a shame, because I think there's a good movie in here, but it's buried under a pile of garbage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. He's hunting this lady throughout the night because it's a thrill for him. And he said, hey, if you make it past dawn in the morning, you can go. Just you good.
5:25.
5:25.
5:25. We'll hit the waves by 6. There's a 6 set coming in at Zuma.
Wait, 5:25? What's that?
Sunrise.
And the idea of like, she's got to run the clock out. You know what I mean?
She got to run the clock out.
Survive until the sun comes up. You know what I mean? I like that a lot. But then the movie does this like left-hand turn. It's like, actually, there's a whole group of underground ladies
that survived him before.
Yeah. And
they're like, they do kung fu?
Yeah, they do kung fu. So the movie kind of almost turns into like a Kill Bill type of thing. And I'm like, that's so stupid. I kind of like it. But then they're like, let's not do anything with it though. Let's just show it and then just walk away. And I'm like, oh, man, and then I tried to understand what this group's, what do they do? Like, they're like, oh, we'll take your blood. because our main character can track her through her blood. So they're like, let's take some of your blood and we'll put it in the water supply, and now he'll just smell you everywhere. He won't be able to find you. I'm like, okay, great. And then they're like, so anyway, we're gonna use your blood and you as bait. So I'm like, doesn't that contradict?
Because it's the whole point of being able to use her blood, and just was it just to be able to get the plan ready?
I don't know. So some of this stuff I didn't get, and the schlocky turns it takes. While I appreciate some of that stuff, I can see the play. You know what I'm saying? But the execution didn't work out. You know, they passed the ball, they just fumbled it. You know what I'm saying? I can see the play they drew up. I can see it, but it didn't really work out.
Shoot it.
Yeah, that's right. I always say I wish they would remake bad movies instead of remaking good movies, because I think someone could take this and remake it and do something really interesting. Keep all the same themes, all that stuff, but some of a little more tact, a little more subtlety. I think you could really make a really interesting horror film here. But instead, what we have is a halfway interesting horror film, and then you also get the movie just kind of like preaching, kind of being preachy at you.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it is.
And while I agree with what they're saying,
I do too.
It comes off as preachy. You know what I'm saying? And so that's not. I don't find that entertaining.
For the budget that they had, they did the best they can with the special effects. But that special effects, I feel, hindered them when it comes to telling what this guy is. I'm gonna give this film a C.
A C? I like your C. I'm giving it a C as well, because I feel like this is a well-intentioned film. I feel like there's a good movie in here somewhere, but this needed to be massaged a little bit more.
Yeah.
Which is ironic considering that this movie was shot in 2019, released in 2020, and then re-released now in 2022.
With edits.
With edits and reshoots. So they had plenty of time to massage it, which makes me think, damn, what got left on the cutting floor? You know, like, whoa, must have been terrible. So like,
probably.
Yeah. So I kind of wish someone would come up behind here and like clean this up, because I want to see the good version of this film, because I can see the good version in my head, but that's not what I saw on screen. The movie I saw on screen was a C movie.
Yes. Would you recommend people going to see this?
Be honest, no.
I have to say probably just skip it too.
You got to edit it in your mind to make it good.
I gave this film a C. Devin gave this film a C. We don't recommend you see this film. That is our review for Run, Sweetheart Run.
What are you?
We'd like to thank you for clicking on this video. You could go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there, okay? Because our subscriber count is going up because of people like you supporting us, and we really do appreciate that. And if you did like this review, hit that thumbs up. It really does help out this channel. Or you can hit the thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion, but just remember one thing: it is mostly wrong. See you guys in another video. Peace.